She's 12 years old, okay? You need to remember that. She texted her mom from her sleepover in the middle of the night saying, "Mom, please pick me up and say I had a family emergency. I don't feel safe. I might not respond, but please come and get me. Please pick me up. Please." 57-year-old Michael Maiden lived in a house in Lake Oswego with his wife and his 2 children. On August 26th of 2023, he told his 12-year-old daughter that she should have some of her 12-year-old friends come over for a sleepover, but his motive for wanting those little girls to be inside his home is terrifying. His daughter invited some of her friends over, but straight away they all noticed how involved Michael wanted to be in the things that they did throughout their sleepover. The girls stated that Michael made it a point to be very involved in everything they did that night. Michael took them to get their nails done. They planned to eat pizza for dinner. They played outside and the sprinklers went into the hot tub before getting ready to have a spa night in the basement. Throughout that entire time, Michael was just kind of hovering around. He was involving himself in everything that they were doing, directing their activities and checking in on them constantly. Sometime between 9 and 11 p.m., all of the girls were in the basement. They were watching movies, doing facials before they would eventually get ready for bed. Michael made all of the girls mango smoothies. He put a different colored straw in each drink and handed them to each girl, being adamant that the girls only drink from their own drinks and insisting that they finish all of it. The girls drank the smoothies, watched TV, and talked before Michael told them to go to bed right around midnight. 2 of the girls were sleeping, sharing a pull-out couch, while the other 2 were sharing a bedroom. In the back, also in the basement, all of the girls fell asleep immediately, except for one of them, the only one that had not finished her smoothie. She's still awake when she sees Michael quietly creeping down into the basement to check and see if the girls were asleep. His behavior is so strange that one girl who was still awake rolls over and she gets so scared that she pretends to be asleep as Michael is going around and getting super close to the girls. Michael is picking up their arms, moving them around. He goes upstairs, comes back downstairs, and again starts checking on the girls to make sure that they are sound asleep. He puts his finger underneath their noses, waves his hand in front of their faces, and stands and just watches them for 15 minutes, being a literal weirdo. Shortly after, he walks out to the backyard through the basement sliding back door. The girl who is awake is terrified at this point. She doesn't know what Michael is planning to do, but she knows that it's not anything good. At 1:43 in the morning, she pulls out her phone and she texts her mom saying, "Mom, please pick me up and say I had a family emergency. I don't feel safe. I might not respond, but please come get me." Her mom wouldn't see those texts though because it was 1:43 in the morning and she was sleeping. Luckily, she was smart enough to text a different family friend and begged for them to go and pick her up. And they did. Around 3 in the morning, the family friend gets there, knocks on the door. Michael opens the door and the family friend says, "I am here to pick up this girl." And Michael tries to get her to leave and tells her to come back. He says to come back in the morning because the girls were sleeping and he didn't want to wake them up. And the family friend basically says, "Get out of my way." They pick up the girl, they take her home. She wakes up her parents and tells them what's going on. They get in contact with the other girls' parents, who then rush to the house to pick up their daughters, even though Michael tried to convince them to let them stay. The girls were taken to Randall Children's Hospital emergency room, where it was confirmed that they had ingested benzodiazepine. Michael had put extremely high doses of benzo in their smoothies to make these 12-year-old girls, including his own daughter, mind you, extremely drowsy, very out of it, and very, very vulnerable. It is terrifying to think what he was planning to do and what he could have possibly gotten away with doing if that one girl had finished her smoothie and had been in the same state as the rest of them. The cops were called to the hospital, and when the parents spoke to them, they explained how their daughters were so out of it whenever they picked them up that they could immediately tell that something was wrong. One of the girls was not even able to walk on her own. Her parents had to carry her in and out of the house, and the girl was so confused she kept repeatedly asking what happened. Another one of the girls was walking so slowly she had to use the assistance of her mother just to keep her balance. Her eyelids were heavy and she could hardly speak. Michael was charged with 3 felony counts of causing another person to ingest a controlled substance, amongst other things. His wife filed for divorce immediately and she got custody of their 2 children. Michael turned himself in and he ended up pleading guilty to 9 separate charges. In court, the girls and their parents spoke to explain the impact that the crime had had on them. One of the girls said, quote, "We were taught adults are people we can trust, people we can go to when we need help or when we are scared. Yet adults are not people I can simply trust anymore. They are people who scare me and make me think twice. What if they were to hurt me the same way as Mr. Maiden?" Michael reportedly felt extremely bad for what he had done, but if you were curious, when he was asked, his reasoning for doing what he did was that he just wanted to make sure the girls were well rested. He was sentenced to 24 months in prison and 3 years of probation after his release. Disgusting, weird, gross, and it is crazy to think that some of the worst crimes that we have heard of started exactly like this. Let me know if you guys have heard of this one. Let me know what you think, but thank you for spending time with me today. I hope you guys are all having the best day. If not, go do something to make it the best day, and I will see you in my next video. Massive kiss on the forehead to every single one of you.